De Block Brewery Satan Black.
Life is too short to be drinking shitty beer.
Welcome to another edition of Bands, Bikes and Booze Reviews. Check this out. I've got some of the Satan Black beer from the De Block Brewery, and I only got it purely on the strength of the label. Nothing else would convince me to buy this, and it's called Black, Satan Black, and it is, from what I can make out and the information I've been given, it's a dark beer, Belgian dark beer, and it's brewed by the De Block Brewery, who are based in a place called Mercham, which is in the Flemish Brabant. So you think Flanders, around that area. It's the Flemish speaking part. Really don't know much about these. Had no beers from this lot before, and I had to look up what this was. I just honestly just like the label. Now, I don't know about you, but that's pretty good marketing if it can convince you to buy it. Obviously, the uptake from Christian drinkers out there is probably not that good. Yeah, it looks interesting. Really don't know much about the brewery either. I've looked up the website. They're a family-run brewery. They've been going since 1887, and that's really all that you need to know. So let's stop gassing and let's investigate Satan. $330ml bottle, 8%. I'll just show you that label again. That is fucking great. I love that. Look at old Nick contemplating his future, drinking some Belgian golden ale. There's the back. As I say, there is really not a lot about this at all. It just says it's product of Belgium, load of old Flemish health warnings, and that's about it. So that's all you're going to get from me. Let's get this beer open and see what it's like. Right, the cap I really do like. It's yellow. Oh, can you look at that? If the autofocus wants to play ball, yeah. Picture of old Nick on the top. That'll go in the collection, yeah. Let's get it in the glass. Got a tulip glass. I think this is supposed to be drunk in something like a tulip glass. Whoa, that is lively. Fuck me, that head is really lively. Oh, you can really smell that. Wow, big toffee malt on that. And some spice as well. Could almost be an old ale. There's a lot more spice in this though. You know, the Belgian type spice, like white pepper. And yeah, toffee malt. And almost coffee-ish. You know, they've called it a Belgian dark ale, but that could easily be a stout from the aromas that I'm getting. There's a bit too much spice on it to be anything other than Belgian, but it's really lively. I mean, look at the carbonation on that and look at the head on that. There is more head on that than there is beer. There's a touch of spirit alcohol that's coming through on there now, or the old ethanol, as it's called. Yeah, caramel and toffee. Dark fruit as well. In a blindfold test, I would say that was a cross between a double with them spices in there and a stout with the very slight toffee notes and the coffee aromas. Let's get it down the hatch. Cheers. Oh. Spirit alcohol is big. Quite a bit of toffee malt on that, more so than caramel. There's molasses, sugar, sweetness on that. Oh, it's really warming now. I can feel that in the pit of my stomach. And a very slight coffee finish on there as well. But yeah, the aroma was sort of edging towards a stout and a double, but in the mouth and on the palate, this is definitely more leaning towards a double. But it looks quite nice, I will say, apart from that huge head. I mean, that's nearly a 3-finger head on that. Now I've let this warm up a bit. Not warm up, I took it out of the fridge. I let it stand for about half hour or so. And at this temperature, the spirit alcohol is absolutely huge. That's the first thing I notice as soon as it goes down. Then you've got, as I say, the big toffee malt, the molasses, there's some spice on there like white pepper, that type of thing. Not much banana and clove, as you would expect from a typical Belgian beer. But all in all, it isn't that bad. I mean, it's not outstanding. And that head is starting to piss me off now, because I thought with all that alcohol there, I thought that would have dissipated quite quickly. Maybe I should have put it in a chalice. But it is quite nice, I will say that. The flavours aren't as big as, say, for example, a Westmalle double. They don't jump out. And they can be quite harsh on the finish. There's like a little touch of coffee bitterness. And it's that espresso type coffee bitterness on it. But it is not bad. You would not mistake that for any other country's beer but Belgium. So what's the verdict on Satan? Well, I really couldn't get much info about this, and I feel a bit of a fraud sitting here trying to give you my opinion of it when I can't even tell you, much about the brewery or whatever. But it's not bad. I've had a hell of a lot worse. Definitely does not lack body. It doesn't lack flavour. It's typically Belgian, and it's very strong on the ethanol though. And as I say, this could almost be like an old ale, because it's got the big toffee malt on there, that slight bitter finish, but it's got real big alcohol, spirit alcohol notes on it as well, and that sweet molasses type flavour. But it's not bad. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10, and I recommend it just for the label. I mean, that is class, and it really is. And I love me metal and all that, and I'm a massive fan of the band Venom. Have you heard of Venom? This is Venom. know, that just fits in with everything. I mean, if you sold that, well, if you started selling that in bars and whatever, and people started drinking 8% beer, I think that would be a recipe for carnage. But it's not bad. It's quite hearty. If you imagine it as a really strong dark double, a cross between a stout and a double. You know, it's got the bitter finish on it, but everything else about it, you know, it just says Belgian double. But it's nice, and I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. And remember, beer is working class champagne.